Hello everyone, and welcome to Data with Dr. Akbar. I am so excited for today's explainer because we are uncovering one of Excel's best-kept secrets. Seriously, this is a powerful, hidden feature that is going to completely revolutionize the way you enter data. If you've ever gotten frustrated with massive spreadsheets, you are going to want to stick around for this. So, here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about that universal pain point, data entry. Then I'll show you exactly how to unlock this hidden form. After that, we'll see it in action, I'll show you a few pro-level tricks, and finally, we'll talk about why this simple tool is such a massive game changer. Let's dive in.
All right, first up, let's talk about something I know we've all struggled with. That tedious and, let's be honest, kind of soul-crushing process of manual data entry.
Sound familiar? You've got this huge table, right? And you're constantly scrolling all the way to the right to find a column, then all the way back to the left. Then you scroll up to double-check the header. It's slow, it's annoying, and it is so easy to accidentally type something in the wrong cell. There has got to be a better way, right?
Well, there is. Excel actually has this amazing built-in solution that, for some reason, most people don't even know is there. It's called the data form, and right now we're going to enable it with a super simple one-time setup.
Okay, so to get this thing, we just need to add its button to your Quick Access toolbar. You only have to do this once, ever. You just right-click that toolbar, pick More Commands, and then in that dropdown, switch it from Popular to All Commands. Scroll down till you find Form, click Add, and then hit OK. And that's it. That little button will now be there, ready to go, in every single workbook you open. Now, just one quick heads up before we put this tool to work. There is one key limitation you need to remember. The data form can only handle a maximum of 32 columns. Now, for most of us, that's going to be more than enough, but it's a good number to keep in the back of your mind if you work with really wide data sets.
All right, with the setup out of the way, let's get to the fun part and see what this thing can actually do. It's time to put our new form into action.
Using the form is incredibly easy. First, just make sure your data has headers in that top row. Then, and this is the most important step, you need to turn your data range into an official Excel table. The shortcut for that is just Ctrl+T. Once it's a table, all you have to do is click any single cell inside of it and then click that new form button we just added. So, let's use this simple project tracker as our example. You can see we've got nice, clear headers: project, department, start date, and budget. It's already been formatted as a proper table, so we are all set to launch the form. And here it is. This is the magic. The second you click that button, Excel instantly generates this clean, organized form. See how each of our column headers became its own clearly labeled field? This lets you focus on just one record at a time. No more horizontal scrolling. It's fantastic. Let's do a quick tour of these controls because they're super straightforward. New just clears the form so you can add your next entry. Delete, well, it permanently removes the record you're on, so definitely be careful with that one. And Find Prev and Find Next just let you cycle through your existing data one record at a time. Now for the other buttons. Criteria is the really powerful one. It's your search tool, and we'll look at that in just a second. Restore is basically your undo button. If you start editing a record and make a mistake, just hit Restore, and it'll go back to how it was. And Close, well, that just closes the form. Easy enough. Okay. This criteria button is where the form becomes a total powerhouse. Clicking it turns the whole thing into a search engine for your table. You can just type design into the department field to find all those projects. You can even use wildcards, like an asterisk, to find any project with the word skill in its name. You can even use operators like less than or greater than for dates and numbers. It's just an amazing feature.
So, you've totally mastered the basics. Now, let's level up. We're going to look at a few advanced tips and some common troubleshooting fixes that will make you an absolute pro with this tool.
So, what happens if you already use data validation in your worksheet? Great news. The form completely respects those rules. So if you set a rule that a budget has to be under a certain number, the form will reject anything that breaks that rule. The one little catch is that drop-down lists won't actually appear in the form, but it will still stop you from entering anything that isn't on your list. And what if one of your columns is actually a calculation, like a formula? Well, Excel is super smart about this. The result of that formula will show up in the form, but it'll be grayed out, and you won't be able to edit it. And that's actually a great thing. It protects your data's integrity by stopping you from accidentally overwriting a formula that affects the whole column.
Okay, time for some real-world troubleshooting. I promise you, sooner or later, you're going to try to add a new record and see this very common error message. It looks a little scary, but the fix could not be simpler.
All this error means is that Excel can't add a new row because something is in the way. It could be anything. Even an invisible space you accidentally typed in a cell right below your table will block it. The solution? Just select all the rows below your table and hit Clear All to make sure the path is totally clear. Problem solved.
All right, here's another one you might run into. You go to click that shiny new form button you added, but instead of that nice clean form, you just get an error message. What is going on there?
9 times out of 10, the solution is this simple. You have to tell Excel which table you want to use the form on. Before you click the button, just make sure your cursor is actively clicked inside any cell within your table. Once you do that, the form will know exactly what data to open.
So, we've unlocked the tool, we've used it, we've learned how to fix it. Let's wrap this all up by talking about the huge advantages this brings to your daily workflow.
When it comes right down to it, using the data form makes your work faster, way more accurate, and just less frustrating. By letting you focus on one record at a time in this nice vertical layout, you completely eliminate that endless scrolling and the risk of mixing up columns. This saves you so much time, and it dramatically improves the quality of your data. I really want you to leave with this thought. You have just unlocked a tool that professionals rely on every single day to make sure their data is entered with both speed and accuracy. When it comes to managing any data set, especially the big ones, this is a true game changer. So my question to you is this. Now that you have this powerful new tool in your belt, what new data project are you going to build? Or what current project are you going to simplify? Thanks so much for joining me here on Data with Dr. Akbar. I'll see you in the next explainer.